Spring Show, Wild 94.1 Base Party Station. All right, listen. We have to talk about this because the church is under attack.
Again?
Yes!
Okay.
You heard the song we just played.
Yeah.
On my mama, on my hood.
Yeah.
I look fly, I look good.
that song.
That is a great song. I told you it was one of my favorite songs we play. Not for the church.
Okay.
Would you agree?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I mean,
Not for church.
Of course. It's
Church.
not. You can't imagine
Church is
that
church.
song, when she says, I'm so deep, and like my
peppermint.
Yeah, but she don't curse or anything. She just kind of she's talking about herself,
She's talking about you can hit it from behind.
Okay. All right,
Right.
You're
It's
right.
not a song
Okay.
for church, is it?
No, it's
No.
not at
But
all.
guess what?
Okay, you're right.
This is only for the ratchet people. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Somebody say, hey.
Don't hey. Don't
I
do
would
that.
go to that church.
No, don't go to that church.
I would go to that church.
No.
No,
No. That's
I don't
see,
know.
what is going on?
Church should be churching, and then this should be separate. You're in your car. You're
He's
listening
not
to
saying
us.
he's not saying the back shots part.
But you can't bring it in the house of the Lord
But
like that.
now
How?
you're thinking
You can't,
about that.
bro. Like
He
is
said,
that,
"On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good."
okay, so there's a pastor, William Murphy, in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he is incorporating secular music into his church services.
More modern.
Like I mean, look at this. This is just
You gotta walk it out.
Oh boy.
what?
That's how we going out of here tonight.
Yeah, he's telling you.
Look at your neighbor, say, walk it out.
Look at your neighbor. And say, walk
They
it out.
trying to act like they don't know what you referring to.
Cause we in church, pastor.
Look at them and tell them, walk it out.
What?
Listen to the crowd. Like everybody is going off and dancing like it's Club Sky. Now the band is playing along with it.
Look at that.
Do you see the ladies up front shaking their butt in church?
Can you hear
Here come the
the
drums.
You hear the organ? You hear the organ?
Stop, drop, and roll. This is in church.
Y'all keep it sanctified. I need you to walk it out.
Then he tells you to keep it sanctified.
What? What is going on?
Yo, but the messed up part is that he played part of the verse and it says, "I'm smoking Bubba, ho."
Right.
You in
That's what
trouble,
I'm saying.
ho.
There's no way you can swag surf in my mama's church.
Do you need to dumb down church that much? I will say, though, with attendance being at an all-time low for churches in general, ever before, I mean, it does sound like a lot of fun.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't make me not want
No,
to go.
church ain't supposed to be fun.
I feel like a lot of younger kids,
Right.
and not even just kids. I feel like a lot of people would hear the music being played and they'll be
No.
like, you know what?
No.
That's church sound
kid-
lit.
kids
I'm gonna
might
go
actually-
next
No,
Sunday.
you
Yeah.
can't be in church talking about I'm on hypnotic and my body. You can't, bro. I mean, listen
I get
to
that.
this. Listen. Do you hear the crowd?
This is crazy.
Wait till they start swagging, and you gonna hear all. Listen to this.
They're not
Listen
swagging.
to this.
God is making them surf.
That's in church.
Hey,
Bro,
I like it.
Listen,
I like it.
would you stop throwing your
Listen.
hands up?
I like it.
You
that
throw
ain't
your
nothing.
hands
They
up.
just caught the Holy Ghost.
No, they didn't.
They ain't swag
no,
surfing. They caught the
didn't.
Holy Ghost.
That's not the Holy
The
Ghost
Catholic
right there.
Church would never, by the way.
How do you know? You don't never go.
Yeah, hey, excuse me. I was just there a little bit ago.
They would never. And
But
there are a lot of churches that would never. There are people out there who are denouncing this right now who's some real,
And I get
real
that.
pastors.
And we should hold church up to a different standard. Like, does the church really and honestly? It does sound fun, Rich, and I totally get that. And it could help bring younger kids and people in. But
you
at the
don't
same
dumb
time,
down the message
Do we need
to
to?
lure in younger kids.
Do
You
we-
bring them in with and you ain't the word ain't never had to be remixed.
I think,
Never. You think
God is looking down like,
God's like, hit me with a remix. Like, apparently my word ain't busting. Hit me with a remix.
He's like, you know what?
That's not mine.
He's just trying to say something.
No,
a little
sorry.
differently.
No, this is an attack on the church.
Yeah.
The church is the fight. There was, let me tell you something. I grew up in a little place called Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there was a time, maybe not these days, but there was a time when the inner cities like that still respected the church house. They would do their dirt on the block, but as soon as they got close to that church wall, that was sacred ground.
Yeah.
Because grandmamas went there. Everybody who was the hardest, you look at the hardest criminal and the hardest athlete, and what they got in common. Whenever they get their accolades and whenever they get their time to shine, man, I got to thank my mama, my grandmama who took
And
care of
the
me, blah,
Lord.
blah, blah. And look, God got me, blah, blah, blah. The church was, no, you don't dump, no!
Would you rather have a church that is trying to be a little bit progressive and play these secular songs, or people not going to church at all?
Bruh, you can't just,
It's sad.
No, you have to get creative.
I'm
you
not
have to
saying it's
bring
right.
people in the doors, but you can't be.
We used to hold church up like
Listen,
high,
listen. Now,
I ain't gonna even say it to you because I can't say
All
it
I'm
right.
saying-
I can't say it right. But here's what Pastor Murphy had to say on the news when they asked him, "What the hell you doing out there?"
There was the song that was played with certain lyrics that had referenced alcohol or smoking that played in the church. And some people wondered, why were those lyrics included in this portion in that celebration?
Well, the first thing I want to say to you is we did use the clean version. And I was actually preaching out of Acts chapter 3. From day one, we've been fusing what some would consider to be secular songs into the sacred space, because my conviction is that what's happening in the streets needs to be at the forefront of what we're talking about in the sanctuary.
I do understand, and I like that you're trying to get other people to go to church and more people to go to church. I get that because it's like a different vibe. So I like that. But this whole club kind of feel, because when I do go to church, and I know, like we poke fun at each other here, but when I go to church and it's like an hour long or whatever, I do kind of want to zone into what's being preached that day and not necessarily go because of the jams that are being
fun.
I mean, you want something that is better than you.
No,
I want to
you
receive
want to
a
strive
message.
for something bigger and better than you. And
Yes.
that's what church is. Church
Right.
is leave it at the door.
Right.
You sin Saturday night, but Sunday morning, come in here and
Right.
catch these words
Yeah.
so we can tell you why you did what you did last night and it was wrong. But you can't bring the club to the church.
Right, you pull up to church listening to this songs.
And
the
you get
second-
out and you go in there and be better. And then
Right.
you get out and you go to lunch and you put your swag surf back on in your
Exactly.
car.
I agree.
Or you can listen to the word of the Lord
Man, I'm not listening to you.
and then walk it out.
Man, no, we're not like, no, I'm not. I'm confused.
Imagine you walk into church and it's like, in 2024, we're going to leave all the negative behind. Y'all need to drop it like it's hot.
Don't sound like the club.
Tell him, Pastor Sheard.
Church don't sound like the nightclub.
Come on, man.
There's a unique sound in the church. And I can tell when it's an off sound, because that sound don't do nothing but raise my flesh up.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you it's something going on in your life and you need deliverance and you can't walk this thing out. You can't shout it out.
You can't walk this thing out. You need deliverance. You can't bring that in here.
He has a point.
The church ain't supposed to sound like the club.
Exactly. As somebody that sang in choir for 3 years. I don't
Boy,
know
if you
guys
don't shut up, Meredith,
Listen.
you just lost all our credibility right
Listen,
there.